We feel pretty damn comfortable making sausage. But one thing we don't know shit about is Boudin.
We've tried and we have failed every time to make this Louisiana classic sausage. So we are coming to Piece of Meat Butcher and Restaurant while we are in New Orleans to learn how they do it. Theirs looks amazing. We know it's gonna be good. Let's go make a Boudin.
Guys, thank you for having us. We're a Piece of Meat, still in New Orleans. I feel terrible. Ben, you look great.
I'm halfway dead.
You guys are a whole animal butcher shop.
Yep.
Can you talk to us about making Boudin?
Boudin is like very traditional Louisiana sausage, mostly for like around the Lafayette area. It's a pork-based sausage. The liver goes in it as well, and then it's just basically the vegetables you have in your refrigerator, rice, and it's a braised hot sausage.
It's the same idea as like scrapple or geta or any of those things.
I'm excited to finally make it. We've messed around with it at the shop, but we're just like cracking open books and trying to see what works. We've never had the real thing.
It's also like one of the points of putting the rice in it too is you take a pretty small amount of meat, you braise it, you add all this liquid, and with 10 pounds of meat, you're gonna end up with like 25 pounds of sausage.
You cook it first,
Yeah.
and then you stuff it.
Yep.
Well, we got that. We've been getting that part wrong. Yeah.
We don't know, man. We don't know.
I mean, read a book. There's a lot of information.
I thought we
did. So we're gonna use the shoulders today.
Great, let's do it.
I cut the feet off the pig first. We just sauce.
So normally when we make sausage, the shoulder is kind of perfect because we want 70-30 lean to fat, and that's usually about what that is. But since we're braising it down, does that still make it the best cut, or do you need that fat ratio?
Yeah, you need to have the high fat ratio.
So you traditionally have neck fat and belly ends and back fat or whatever comes off the pig that doesn't stay on whatever retail cut, all goes into the Boudin. Like if you're actually just using trim off the pig, probably closer to 60-40.
Wow.
But yeah, the fat content is super important for Boudin.
That makes sense with the rice.
It also, to the rice, it gives it that nice smooth texture. The first thing that you add back in from the braising liquid is all the fat off the top before you add any of the liquid in.
That is so smart. It makes so much sense.
Now we're gonna skin the shoulder.
La la la.
So yeah, then you get
Bingo.
you get a nice square cut. So
Yeah.
you hit the top of the bone, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about sawing through that. Then yeah,
See, I'm learning things too.
we're all learning things.
It's a day of learning.
Everybody's learning.
Yay.
I can't stress enough how like gorgeous that is. The coloring of the muscles is gorgeous. Like the deeper red, you're just like, that's all flavor. Some of the best quality pork I think I've seen. Like you guys are really, you got a great farmer.
I like watching other people do this.
I know, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
I love watching Ben work. Doesn't happen very often.
Cool, shoulder blade and then we're good to go?
Yep.
Yep.
Bingo bango!
So is Boudin something that you guys actually consistently make in the shop?
We do not run out of Boudin. People drive to Opelousas in Scott, Louisiana, and like drive 3 hours, buy 20 pounds of Boudin to bring home, and people seem to like our Boudin, and they don't feel like they have to drive 3 hours anymore.
Cool.
It's awesome. Really good. It's a fast sausage to make. You just don't run out. It's also not good for our
Supply
bank
and
account if
demand.
we
Yeah.
run out.
Yeah.
So
What's like the thing that they're going home and making?
the way that a lot of people do it is they'll like put it in a bag, boil water, and drop the sausage in the water and steam basically the sausage. But when you eat the sausage, you don't eat the casing, and it's like sucking meat out of a condom. To be crass, I guess. I'm sorry.
I'm familiar with this.
So the way that we do it is either we just heat it up in the oven or on the smoker outside, and you eat it with whole grain mustard and sweet pickles, and that's how you eat Boudin.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dice this whole thing?
Yeah.
I think when we've made Boudin in the past, which I almost want to just start saying was not Boudin.
Right.
When we sell it at the shop in New York, it really doesn't sell. And then we're like, I guess
Boudin's really drying out.
family meal. Hope everybody's pretty happy.
How can we put this on a bun?
Nobody cared. What's the next step?
Spice mix, vegetables.
Is this kind of what would traditionally go into the braise, or are you guys just kind of like whatever's, like you were saying, whatever's around?
Most traditionally, it's going to be the Cajun Trinity. So
Yeah.
onion, celery, bell peppers. I'm just going to dump these vegetables on top of the meat. And then we're going to get our spice mix together.
Okay.
That's going to take care of that. All right. Your kosher salt, 20 pounds of pork.
Oh, this is not a healthy thing. You realize where you've been all week.
Big dose of salt, big dose of black pepper.
Yeah, black pepper.
That's
I love black pepper. I hate white pepper.
Some cayenne.
Disagree.
Really?
Oh, I love white pepper.
It tastes like
Love
plastic.
white pepper?
Yeah.
Since when?
I've always loved white pepper. It's
No,
just
you
like
haven't. You just decided to get interesting on me last night.
Paprika. We do put white pepper in anyway. Dry thyme. And a little bit of
That's
pink
a
salt.
lot of salt.
It's a lot of
And then
salt.
it just sits there.
ooh, that smells good.
Adding chicken livers.
Oh yeah, get him the fuck in here. Let's go.
5 pounds of liver for 20 pounds of pork is our ratio.
So why chicken liver?
So there's always liver in it. The reason that we do poultry instead of pork is because I think the chicken liver gives you that nice irony flavor, but without being really overpowering.
Pork liver is intense. That is true.
So the marinade, we let it sit like this in the walk-in for about 24 hours. And
Okay.
then we throw it on the stove and just cover the meat with water. We let it simmer for about 3.5 to 4 hours until the meat is just smashable up against the side of the pot. So now that the meat's braised, it all looks nice and mushy. You can see that thick fat layer on the top. You're just gonna spider all the meat into the bowl, and then we're gonna strain the liquid.
And you mentioned this, but the fat's gonna be on top, and we're gonna want to reincorporate that first
Yeah,
into
so
the
when we
rice.
strain,
Yeah, Brent, just have at it. It's your fucking world. We're just living here,
it's
man.
one of the, unmixed Boudin is one of my favorite flavors.
That's very good.
And you're not adding, it's just water. The spices were already on the pork.
Yeah, so
and
the pork marinating overnight gets all the meat nice and salty and flavored. There's your big
that's
hunks
a
of
big
liver.
hunk of liver. And then we'll incorporate the fat into the rice.
We're gonna put the rice in here first and then mix it up a little bit and then incorporate the fat in. And then once you get down to the end, we'll just strain the last bit out. All the spices are gonna sit down at the bottom and we wanna get all those back into the sausage.
Man, the smells this thing is putting off is
It's
amazing.
one of the, just in taste a piece of just the pork, just the braised pork and the smell of it is so lovely.
Wow.
So all that spice and bottom of the,
Add that back
all
in.
goes back in.
And then how much of this are we gonna add back in?
We're gonna see.
It's a
I'll be
We're
patient.
gonna see how much the rice needs.
Like you can see the layer
Joe.
of fat that's sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
So first, we're gonna throw just the meat onto the mixer.
Okay.
And we'll whip it up, and then we'll add in the rice and the liquid. So we're just gonna give a little spin for a minute, get everything nice and happy.
How long did it take you guys to develop this recipe?
We got real sick of Boudin for a couple months before we opened.
Yeah.
We found that we just stuck with the basics. We added a lot more heat to it. And it was just make it, try it, test it, eat it.
Fresh green onions going in.
Is this a traditional thing?
Parsley, green onions, maybe some fresh garlic or something like that is pretty common.
We're gonna throw in probably half of this liquid or so to start with, just to make everything nice and loose.
Half.
And then we're gonna add our rice.
Is all of this rice gonna make it in there?
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier wanting to get the fat back in and just get that to be the first thing that's absorbed
Yeah.
here.
So if you add too much of the liquid in the beginning, or just the plain braising liquid, you're just gonna end up with a soggy, wet type of Boudin where the rice and the meat will soak a lot of that fat back up in without making it too greasy. But the flavors in the fat, you want all that fat back in there.
But yeah, also, I mean, you braised it all out.
Yeah,
and
you have to add it
need
back
fat
in.
in there one way or another. Otherwise, the texture is gonna be just.
Yep.
This is the first sausage where it's about to be stuffed. And I'm just give me a fork.
Dude, this, I'm really sick of a lot of things that we make. I'm sick of eating a lot of things that we make. Fresh, warm Boudin in the bowl, I'll never be tired of, I don't think.
Oh, that is so good.
So all that salt's still in there. It's almost too salty. The spice comes creeping by at the end.
I can't believe it's not too salty.
250 grams for every 20 pounds.
For 20 pounds, for us, we do 160 grams.
Boudin's the only thing we season like that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm getting this though, I'm getting more excited about it because like, honestly, I want fried eggs. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, I can see the applications for it and like that is exciting. We still have to make a sausage, Ben.
I mean, you can just sit there and eat the whole bowl, it's less you gotta pump.
Okay, I'll just have one.
Now we load her up. Makes lots of really great noises. The importance of pumping the sausage while it's hot is to get the heat to basically set the raw casing. I find like when you cook a sausage, the casing shrinks and tightens around the sausage as it cooks. So when you pump this hot, it forces the casing, the heat of the boudin forces the casing to tighten around it. I've never cased anything else hot before. Who wants to pump boudin, or would you like us to go first?
I would love to. Ooh, it's so warm. It's steaming.
And then we're just gonna link it like regular sausage?
Yeah. Look at the way that they fold their sausage in order to get all the links to be.
We do it also so that each length
Is exactly the same.
is this, well, it's the same length as a sheet tray.
We've been wasting a lot of time.
Hopefully we didn't do a terrible job
No, y'all
of
did
casing
great.
I think you
these.
did great.
How do you prepare it now that it's actually in the casing? I've never stuffed a hot sausage before.
So we usually let it sit overnight just so it firms up really nice. And then honestly, we just throw it in like a 375 oven for 4 or 5 minutes until it's steamed all the way through. Serve it with B&B pickles and some whole grain mustard.
Let's eat that.
Pickles
Yeah.
and mustard and sausage, yes. This is it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Don't fuck around.
Sausage
Don't
on a plate.
complicate it.
Yep.
Let's eat it. Brent, cut!
Cutting it. Ooh, this is fun.
Cuts really even and it's really easy to cut.
Yeah.
Let's eat it.
Wow, so the texture really is like all kind of melted. All that fat getting in the rice, it's like very nice. That mixed with the pork and the chicken livers, it's all kind of like on the same road now. That's really, really good.
The salt really leveled out. It's nice and spicy. I love the liver because it just has like that little bit of ironiness. We're not making pate, so it actually stays really subtle and you taste all of the rest of the spices and the pork itself. The crispy skin is so delicious. I don't know, the combination of all of those things is amazing and not many foods actually have it.
It
No.
tastes so good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Most importantly, we didn't have to suck it out of the casing.
No, we
which
crisped it
I
up for
really
you.
appreciate.
Yeah.
I don't think I understood exactly what boudin actually was. And it's completely different than andouille. Don't put it into something because it doesn't need to be. It's a meal on its own.
Thank you for showing this. We've been fucking up for years, and now we know why. This is great.
Now you know the way.
This is amazing.